I'm Jen Scott, and we started Heliotrust in '93. Tonight, we're celebrating Heliotrust and raising some money and celebrating farmers. So Heliotrust is about, heliotrope means a plant that faces the sun. So Heliotrust is about initiatives that are positive. So we're always facing the sun. And part of Heliotrust is to conserve farmland. So conserve working farmland for farming. Conserve farm resources like seeds, like the red fife wheat. And farm knowledge. So that's the Farmer Mentor Project, for instance. So tonight, Jeff has put together the second Musicians for Farmers night, and good on him. Like, he's just organized this fabulous bunch of musicians.
Hi, my name is Jeff Tolbert. I'm putting on the Musicians for Farmers event #2. It is now November 3rd, 2007 at the North Street Church, and the event is about to start. The first thing you need to see is the hot cider.
Let's see.
We have hot mulled cider, and I'll say a bit about the food. The food has all been prepared by Sean Gallagher from Local Source Catering and a crew of nutrition students from Mount St. Vincent who volunteered their time to help prepare it.
Foxtail pork and chev.
Very
Down the
nice.
middle we have celeriac and carrot salad with a citrus and garlic dressing. And there's also some pears in there. Of course it's all local, being that's the theme. We wouldn't want to import anything for this event. This here is dehydrated buckwheat sprouts, which we're just going to use to tickle the top of the salad.
Well, back in the late summer of 2006, I went to Tony Denacola's farm. He's one of my oldest friends, and he grew up on a farm. And I spent about a week there, and I've always been a big Halifax Farmers Market fan. I bussed there for 4 years, so I had a lot of connection to that scene. But after spending time on his farm, something more deep stirred in my inner passions about the whole farmer condition. So I thought, you know, I can't really leave the city and be a farmer. I knew that I wasn't really capable of that, being a full-time musician. So I thought the best way to combine those two passions was in an event called Musicians for Farmers.
How many miles must a carrot before it gets to our store? Can we be sure there'll still be some there if we want and want some more? Who will be left? Who really knows how things in this climate do grow? One answer, my friend, lurks in the big stone. One answer lurks in the stone.
We're going to have to move away from industrial farming towards diversified, very small-scale local agriculture. So I think, yeah, it's good. That's food that's grown somewhere in Nova Scotia. It all comes from Alberta and God knows elsewhere. About there's three thrusts that this culture is going to have to deal with. And the first thing is that we're going to have to start joining together the rural and the urban people in our society right now. Because right now they're living in two different worlds, and they both are very ignorant and suspicious of one another. If we're going to start trading food fairly and eating good food, we're going to have to actually get to know the people who are growing it, and the people who are growing it are going to have to get to know the people who are eating it, and actually care whether or not their food is any good for those people. So this is going to have to come in a variety of ways. It's going to come with farmers bringing their information, bringing their food, bringing their lifestyle to the city, and it's going to mean people in the city are going to have to do things too. They're going to have to grow food. They're going to have to find sources for the things that they actually need from somebody that they can trust and rely on and know that they're getting good food. The future of food is not PC Organics. It's not anything you're going to find in a multinational corporation store. It's going to come from human beings who you can see and talk to, visit their farms, and smell their soil, and pet their animals. That's really what's going to have to happen. And so farmers are going to have to come to the city, and people are going to have to come to the country, and that's very, very basic. Urban people are going to have to get their hands dirty and get a hand on how their food gets to them. And farmers are going to have to show urban people what the food is actually about. And that's the second part is that we're going to actually have to change how we eat. If we're going to move towards a local seasonal food system, we're going to have to forget about a lot of things, and we're going to have to learn about a lot of things. We're going to have to learn about fruit cellaring, we're going to have to learn about lacto-fermentation, we're going to have to learn about butchering, sausage making, and smoking bacon, and all kinds of really skills that were everywhere. You know, everyone used to know how to do these things, and they're very quickly dying off. So we're going to have to relearn how to live on a local diet, like a diet that can be grown within the boundaries of this province. So we're going to have to forget about avocados and rice and stuff. We're going to have to think about like oats and butter and potatoes and sauerkraut. Yeah! Butter! Dairy! Grass! Nova Scotia is a grass country. This is a great place to make butter and milk and cheese and have big piles of shit to spread on the land and make it. It's a great place to live and grow food, actually. We just have to stop pretending we're in Iowa. And our farmers, we're going to have to make a change. Anyways, the third point is that there's going to have to be more people to actually do this. There's going to have to be more people to actually grow the food and, you know, turn it into, you know, jam, and somebody's going to have to store all these potatoes, and someone's going to have to drive them to town, and someone's going to have to sell them, and someone's going to have to run a welder to fix my harrow for me, and, you know, someone's going to have to raise replacement hens so I can keep a flock of chickens. Like, there is a huge amount of things that people actually have to do and participate in if we're going to create a local economy around food production. It's what used to happen here, but we're not going to go back. We're going to have to go forward, and that means more people on the land, basically. And right now, there's a lot of land in this province growing up in alder bushes, and there's very, 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 very few people under 30 years old who are doing anything with that land. And it would be very nice, an excellent investment in our future, if young people who care about the environment actually took a piece of the environment and made it productive and diverse and beautiful. And that's the only way it's going to happen. It's not going to be the government, it's not going to be some corporation, it's going to be human beings. It's going to be human beings who are going to make this change. And the way that it's got to happen, actually, we're not going to do it all as a bunch of islands. We actually have to make relationships with one another and work together at this. So, I'm really glad that I got to come to the city tonight and have a fest, whether there's a hurricane or not. And I just hope everybody here eats as much food is grown close by as possible, and then cultivate relationships with farmers, and just give a shit about what you eat, because you are what you eat. And if you want to eat some mass-produced piece of garbage, then you can make that choice. And if you want to be a part of a living, breathing, diverse, local food system, economy, and culture, then you can invest in people that are working at that and actually make it a part of who you are. So. Mr. Johnson.